So friends, one of the things I really wanted to check out while I was at Blade Show in Atlanta was all the new sharpening systems that are on the market now. Now, it's not like I don't have a ton of sharpening systems already. I probably got $1,300 sitting right here on the desk. I got diamond stones, Arkansas stones, I got Spyderco ceramic stones, I got the Sharp Maker here, Venev diamond stones, Hapstone RS, Spyderco bench stones file, I got the diamond paste back there, even more Spyderco ceramic stones. Definitely $1,300 worth of stuff here on the table, so it's not like I need to go out and spend more money, but I'm always looking for something a little bit more efficient, a little bit more easier, and you know, the new super steels that are coming out there, they are so hard and so labor intensive trying to get a good, beautiful edge on that blade. I figure, what a cool project to bring to the channel would be a new sharpening system. So I was pretty determined to check out all the different systems at Blade Show and figure out what I wanted to bring to the channel next. And if you stick with me, we're going to go ahead and take a look, sometimes just real briefly here, at all the different sharpening systems and the manufacturers at Blade Show. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at the system I decided to bring to the channel.
Nice
Alright, so let's check out what we got.
What's the smallest one you have? Yeah,
72 would be this one here, technically.
yeah, y'all are geared towards the serious knife makers, huh? Yeah. A lot better than my little homemade ones I make. Harbor Freight ones, right?
These machines looked really well built, but you know, they're just a little bit too big for the room I have to work with. I don't think they really fit the hobbyist, amateur profile that we're looking at for here on the channel, and I think the cost is a little bit up there too. These units are going to be in the thousands of dollars. Nice, but you know, not something the average hobbyist, you know, wants to spend. So let's move on. Now, over here is KME. They're pretty much the original fixed angle or guided angle sharpening system. But man, they had a bunch of people here, so we're going to have to circle back around to them. Let's go check out the Tormek. These are nice.
World's best knife sharpener, huh?
Oh yeah,
Yep, I've seen these in action. They are nice.
the best.
A little bit pricey though, huh?
I mean, for what you're getting,
Yeah.
it's actually a deal.
So what can you get into? Like, what's a starter set here?
Starter set from
Like one of these smaller ones there?
some smaller ones start around $5.
Yeah.
Larger one gets close to $1,000.
Comes with everything you need, or what?
Smaller one does not. Larger one comes with a couple.
So this one's about $1,000 here.
About $1,000. You can sharpen anything with an edge, so knives, axes, but also
I'll
scissors.
tell you, the Tormek is just about perfect. My only concern is the super steels. How are they going to do on that stone? I heard it's like a 200 grit, so I'm not sure. And plus, I really like the grinder, like these grinders right here, because not only can you sharpen your knife, but you can shape your handles and do projects and stuff like that. With a machine like this, you could make a knife from a file, start to finish, everything right here other than a drill press or something, you know? But they're big. These are really nice. They're Contender Machine Works. That's who's making these. Professional units, but something like this, you really got to have a designated workbench for it. I don't have that. I need something I can drag out when I want to use it, and when I'm done, I can put it away. But nothing against these guys. These are great looking units. Contender Machine Works. Now over here was Cuttermasters. And right here they had a 1x30, which I think is about the perfect size. And I really got stoked on this one. It looked like it, checked all the boxes for a minute, but it does have a few flaws, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and hear what this guy has to say.
All right, so we're here checking out this machine from Cuttermasters. We got Jeff and Abbott, and I'm checking out this 1x30 machine right here. It's pretty cool looking. What can y'all tell us about this?
So this particular belt sander is designed just for blades. So it's variable speed and reversing.
Variable speed, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a DC motor, 1-inch belt so the blade doesn't get too hot.
Yeah.
A lot of times the 2-inch belts will get too much heat.
That is pretty
This
sharp.
is actually the chef's version, being 30 inches long. It'll fit on your kitchen counter if you're so inclined.
Okay.
Wife will let you. So this is your blade guide.
Okay, so that's how we sharpen the blade, huh? Use that as a guide right there?
Blade guide, this adjusts up and down. This thing here, it sets whatever angle you like. So you take off like so, you launch off the blade guide, and then you come and do your work.
That's some info on the machine.
Put over, same thing, pick up your angle, come off onto the belt, go across at the angle that you like.
Well, that is one heck of an upgrade from the Harbor Freight little 1x30, isn't it?
It is.
Man, I'm going to have to really check into getting one of these for the channel. Very nice. Thanks for showing us that, Jeff.
Good talking to you.
And I think Jeff was really onto something there. He just needs a little bit more development on that unit. And the price point was a little bit high. I think it was a little over $800. And also, you didn't have access to the belt like you do on the normal belt grinder. You kind of need all those angles where you can move that blade here and there on that belt, on the pulley, between the pulley, get all different angles. When you're trying to make a blade or make a handle, you need that. All right, so came back over to the K and E to give y'all a look at those because there was a lot less people, and now I could get in there with my camera and show you a little bit more about what's going on with these. Like I said, they are the original fixed angle or guided angle knife sharpener. They now have all the diamond stones and everything that all the other companies have. It's just they're a little bit more basic, and they come in at a little bit better price point than something like the Hapstone or that TSProof. But it'll do everything. It's a nice unit. So a lot of y'all, this right here would fill your needs. I just want something that can do grinding, that is light, something I can grab, pull out, put on the desk when I need it. It'll do grinding, shaping, polishing, and everything, and I can just put it away when I don't need it and go back and use my desk for something else. I think we need to come in at a little bit better price, something, I don't know, $500 or less. I think that would be good. Hey, check out the Wicked Edge over here. These are good. They're kind of a fixed angle sharpener, but kind of do both sides at the same time, and you don't have to flip your knife, so that's kind of cool. The only thing about them, though, is when I see somebody sharpening like this guy here, he kind of looks like the drummer off of the Muppets, I don't know. It just looks a little silly the way they sharpen it. Nothing against it. They do a great job, I'm sure. And I think they, if you chose that, you couldn't go wrong. They've got a good name for themselves. A little pricey, though. Here, what do these look like? They got the Grizzly color paint job on them. Nice industrial looking units by Burr King. Look at that polisher. Man, that thing is insane. Guys over here sharpening everybody's knives. But nice units, but definitely not in our $500 or less. Here's TSProof, TOSProof, whatever. Kind of similar to the Hapstone, the one you see on my channel a lot. Let's check it out.
How are you doing? I think they're good. You got a blog or a YouTube channel?
You have a YouTube channel? What's the name of your channel?
John Clark.
Okay, John Clark.
Yeah. All right, so one of the cool things I'm seeing here is this one has a built-in angle guide. You don't have to sit there and do the zero and then do your knife. It's all right here on this model. That is super sharp. And look at the rack and pinion it has over here. Look at that. This is one nice machine. Go to TSProof to check it out.
They're just now releasing it in the 1-inch wide. They had the narrow before.
Now that's probably the nicest fixed angle sharpener I've ever seen. But it's definitely not going to be in the $500 area. You're just going to get that just for the machine itself. You got stones and all that to buy. You're probably going to be up in the $1,000. You can get this Worksharp fixed angle sharpener here. Not sure what model this is exactly, but I think you can get into this for around $250 with diamond stones, you know, with the Worksharp diamond stones. So it's not bad. There is a lot of plastic parts and stuff on here, but really what I wanted to look at Worksharp is they have the Kin Onion that uses the belts, and this is the Pro model. So let's check it out.
So we got horizontal belt sharpener. We're using flexible abrasive belts. I've got an angle setting right here, which I can adjust right here. You can see that's moving this up and down. So I'll get it set, turn it on and lock it on. It's got variable speed. Since I'm polishing, I'll keep it nice and slow. So to get set up, I'm going to set my knife on here. That sets it flat at 9, and then I'm going to come up here and do my sharpening. Follow along the contour of the edge. I come back down here just to get myself set, hold the angle. That's one side, and then I can flip it around. Basically do the same thing on the other side.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
So this is a polishing belt that's on here right now, but it comes with a range of grits, everything from really coarse all the way up to polishing and really fine. So if I'm going to really be sharpening, I'll work all the way up to those grits. Sounds good. And I can actually use this back platen if I broke a tip. If I want to reprofile the back of a knife, I can actually use this as a rest on the back as well.
So at about $400, this Worksharp, well, it's compact, it's at the right price point, but I don't know. I didn't like the way the motor sounded, and it had a lot of plastic, so I'm not really sure about the build quality. I had the original Worksharp and the Kin Onion, and it kind of took a crap on me about after a year. So obviously all that was a whole lot to take in at the show. Luckily I had a 7-hour drive to get home and plenty of time to think about what sharpener did I want to bring to the channel to maybe eliminate the need for all those sharpeners you saw at the beginning. Well, are you ready? Here it is. I got to put it together. It's all in pieces. But basically, it is a little, it's going to be, okay, because I got to do some mods. But let me tell you, I got this from Bevor for $190, all right? And this thing came with a variable speed. I believe it's a 2/3 horsepower. Here's the control box. And this is the same control box a $800 unit had at the show. Okay, exact same one. I just saw it on the film. Okay, so that's worth quite a bit right there. I think that motor and that control box is worth the $190-some I just spent. Go try to buy a variable speed 2/3 horse. Okay, and it came with all kinds of pulleys and everything. Belt adjustment. We're going to check all that out here in a little bit. We're going to set it up with this plenum here, okay? And it's going to be a very nice belt grinder, and I have a angle guide that we're going to be using that I got from another unit. This is from back in my Harbor Freight days, using my little Harbor Freight belt sander. I never really used this, but I held on to it, and it's going to work out really great for this. We got all kinds of packages here. Here's some belts. I believe these are the ones that came with it. Here's some belts I had left over from my Harbor Freight. I have a leather conditioning belt. Okay, brand new in the box, but I never used. I mean, I've used them, but I bought multiple, and I just never used this one, and I held on to it. So there's some different compound. All right, so that'll run that. And if you want to know what a 1x30 looks like, that's 1x30. Okay, so it's small enough that it'll go on my desktop or on my kitchen counter. Won't take up a whole lot of space. It's powerful enough that I don't have to worry about it not handling the work. It's variable speed, so I don't have to worry about it burning up my knives or my blades. I mean, this thing goes way down. I think to like 200 RPM or something. And I also just, when I ordered it, I ordered these felt belts. All right, because these are a lot smoother. The seam is a lot nicer on those than the leather belt. And I'll use this for compounding at the end, basically stropping my knife with the belt instead of the leather strap. Okay, so that'll be nice. And then also, I don't have them right here in front of me, but I bought some really nice belts, some really high-end sharpening belts that we will be using on that as well. So this movie is long. I don't want to go into assembling this, so this is going to be another movie from here forward. We're going to be doing some mods to this, checking it out, making sure this thing is going to be stable, balanced. All these pulleys need to be 100% true. You know, if we're going to be sharpening, you know, my high-end knives on here, I can't have belts sitting there shaking and wobbling all over the place. This thing has got to be smooth as silk, or it's not going to work. So stay around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be doing a whole series on this sharpening system, and I think it's going to be perfect for the home enthusiast like I am, who wants to get razor sharp edges, maybe sharpen their friends' knives, maybe even do a little bit of craft show sharpening or something like this. I think this system right here is more than capable of starting a small knife sharpening business, all right? But it's also nice and small that I can have it here on my table in my RV. I think the whole thing doesn't weigh but 25 pounds or something like that. And I don't know if I mentioned it, you know, I paid $190 for this, the belts and everything. The belts, these aren't the high-end belts, but the high-end belts are still only, you know, $5-6 each. So that wasn't bad at all. And you know what else? You can get diamond belts in 1x30. That's what's cool about this over the Worksharp, is the belts are bigger, they'll stay cooler, and they are more economical and will last longer. Okay, and you can get them all over the place. They're not proprietary to your sharpener. I mean, if you want to buy some cheap ones, you can go to Harbor Freight or Home Depot, you know, for like your 120s, 180s, 220s, stuff like that. No problemo. Your high-end stuff you'll have to get online, but I ordered this box yesterday and I got them today overnight. I think shipping was only $8 or something like that for these reconditioning belts. All right, I'll show you those other belts in the next film, but let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope you stick around and check out my new sharpening system once I get it up and going. I think you're going to be super impressed with all the things you're going to be able to do with this unit the way I'm fixing to configure it. All right, y'all be safe. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here.